it's just that time of year where things change so quickly that I almost missed these lilies. And I mean, you can see that they're dying and falling back. But man, they are so gorgeous. And I just wanted to be sure that I got a clip of them before they were completely gone. When they first open, they're this like deeper kind of mauve color, and then they get a lighter pink as they die back. They smell so strong that you can smell them out on the street, which is a significant distance away. But I just love them. They're one of my favorite plants that I have in the garden, and you can just see that when they're blooming, that's when the tiger lilies start to open. And these tiger lilies were my grandmother's tiger lilies in Minot, North Dakota, that my mom took to her house, and then they came to my house. And I mean, they're almost a weed, but they're so beautiful when they're blooming. They're just stunning to see. All those flecks of orange around the garden. I didn't plant any of these here. They're unique lilies that they have these little seeds, and every one of those seeds germinates that falls off of that plant. So they really can take over. This is a couple of years old before they get this tall. So they're pretty easy to control, but yeah, they're just a beautiful plant, and the butterflies love them. So we'll see swallowtails and monarchs just going to town on the tiger lilies. So totally worth letting them go wild. These gardens really getting very full of a few weeds, but also of the castor beans. Those are always the focal point of these gardens, is the castor beans. Now I'm having it's interesting. I planted them on both ends this year. And so it's interesting to see the difference. I mean, they're essentially the same plant, I'm pretty sure. Well, that one might be a different variety. But we've got the shorter, stout one there, and then the big, tall, giant leafed one over here. The fence is 6 feet tall, or around 3 meters tall. So yeah, it's a tall plant, and they'll get well over the fence. Specifically that one for sure will. This one over here is kind of doing the same thing, but you can see that this is a different variety. This one's got a red stem on it, and I can't remember what they're called. I'll try to look it up and put it on the screen, with the two different varieties of castor beans that I grow are. They are poisonous. We don't eat them. It's fine. Just don't eat it. That's all there is to it. We don't have kids or pets that are going to eat them. So this one fell over though. So I need to try to stake it and see if I can get it to come back. This stuff had all knocked over. I think that there was an animal. You can see the hole down there. There was a stupid squirrel that came in and kind of knocked everything over. You can see up here a couple of our volunteer sunflowers are getting their first petals, are going to open. So these are literally, I think, just black oil sunflowers that the squirrel probably planted with stealing seeds out of the bird feeder. And every year I get a few sunflowers that come up from it, and they're always beautiful. Again, the wildness of the vegetable garden at this point. I mean, you can't even see through it anymore. I can hide back in there. Bill can never find me. It's really fun. We have this pepper plant, these pepper plants that are just getting giant. They are starting to set some fruit and flower a little bit, so that's perfect timing. I did not pick these shishito peppers, and I really need to, but look at how many peppers are on there. I just kicked something that was rather solid. Anyways, yeah, there's a ton of peppers on there, and that's just going to keep going. My Tam jalapeno pepper plant is starting to get a pepper on it and a whole bunch of blooms. Same with all of these over here, need to be picked and eaten and stored and whatever they're going to be. But it's so interesting how I felt like I gave them so much room, and I clearly did not give this enough room. I don't think there's enough space in this bed for this many plants. So this is my first year with these plants, so I'm just learning how much I can put in there. And yeah, it's not that much. including we've got the Swiss chard over here. It's such a gorgeous plant. We'll get in underneath here, and you've got the whites and the pinks and the peach colors, and the yellow is over there. But there's a sad little pepper plant that I grew right in the middle here that it's getting no light. This is my regular jalapeno that I thought I could just grow in the middle and then have the chard around it, but man, is that not working at all. So I don't know if I'm going to take some of the chard out maybe to give more space to that pepper, but yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm going to do a pepper and tomatoes video that's going to show all of that. I just wanted to kind of catch things as they are. Today is July 23rd. You can see I have one of my first zucchinis hopefully got pollinated, and that one flowered yesterday. I think over here I've got some zucchini flowers. Their flowers are just so stunning. Aren't they beautiful? That one is a female flower for sure. Yes. So we're going to get a green one here. And I've got a green one that did get pollinated right down here. So we're going to get our first zucchini probably tomorrow. So that's really great to see. And I'll step back here, the giant leaves and how much this just takes over. And then right behind that are the Pro-Cut sunflowers that are probably going to bloom really soon. I think in the last video I showed that they have heads. Oh, I can't even reach them. So they have heads. And that is a Japanese beetle I'm going to have to come through and murder. Again, how huge this, I have to step back because the eggplant has gotten that much bigger in just a few days. The garden is growing crazy right now. I've had a few, and you can see there's a few down here. So this is a ground cherry. I'll show what a ground cherry looks like. So you eat that. That's why they're called ground cherries, because they're ripe once they fall. I think it looks greener on camera than it really is. They're really good. They're kind of like a really, really candy tomato. So good. It's almost impossible with all the plants growing to get the entire bean trellis in frame. But it's gorgeous. It's enormous. And it's just magical how it's, oh, and there's my first bean. I've seen a lot of flowers and not a lot of beans. So it's great to see that it's starting to put on some fruit. I did just see a bumblebee up in some of these flowers, so that's really helpful to get some pollination going. Got the Berries Crazy Cherries in here. Got a little illness on it. Need to take care of that. Because it's spreading all the way up to the top of the plant. That's not a good sign. But we'll still get fruit off of that plant. It's probably not getting enough sun in underneath here now anyways. But the sun does kind of come from over there, but you can see the trees might not be getting any sun. Look at these peppers. This pepper plant got knocked over in a storm, so it's got a death grip on this stake right now. Wow, there's another one in there. I'm gonna have so many peppers. Got the cucumbers kind of coming in back over here. So that's crazy to see it finally make it to the top of the trellis. I'm gonna have to go around the front of the yard and make sure that it's not taking off into the neighbor's yard. Probably with the tomatoes too, but they do seem like they're flopping forward mostly. I'll show this in the tomato video, but we had to take a tie down for our vehicle tie down in our truck and tie back our tomatoes because a regular tie up wasn't doing it. It's just a tomato jungle in here. I do think that these are the first, I'm gonna pick it. Here's the first Napa Chardonnay tomato I have ever successfully grown. That is really exciting. Okay, it was a struggle to get them out of there. There's 3 of them. They're almost like pillowy. I was concerned that they were going to split if I watered today. So, yeah, we'll get those out of there. There's also the giant sunflower that's growing in the middle of this garden bed. It's getting huge, and I hope it keeps growing. I love how big those get. By the end of summer, they're just so cool. They're kind of like a fall centerpiece of the garden. I'm just gonna like do a quick once through. Look at all the tomatoes in there. There are tomatoes everywhere. There's giant ones and there's littler ones, and they are everywhere. So we are going to be overrun with tomatoes. Last year was a bad tomato year. This year is an epic tomato year. I wanted to show this too because I think this is interesting. I've never let dill just grow, just let it like go nuts and grow. This was one dill plant that came up, and look at the base of it. It is like almost an inch across it. It's a huge stake or stalk, I guess I should say. So cool. I did get these more miniature tomatoes planted in this garden. It's got little sunflowers coming up in here too. And you can see that they're starting to put on flowers, so that should be good. We should be able to get a few tomatoes off of these little miniature varieties this year. And I am going to take all of these brassicas out when it cools down. It's ridiculously hot this week, but probably the end of the week, I'm going to take these brassicas out. And I think I'm going to plant peas and maybe some more beans, but I replanted the beans in the back that I'll show. But yeah, so I might plant some fall peas here, and I think that's time to get started with that right now. It's really the end of the blueberries. You can see this front plant has none left on it, and the center plant has a couple left on it. And then this back plant, they are all 3 different, I don't know what varieties they are. I never wrote it down. I've had them for years and years. So, but this one is the late bloomer. That is going to be the last one to go. I'd like to just point out that sound that we're hearing is, he's the tree frog that is over here, and he is peeking out from in the birdhouse and chirping at us as we walked away. I think he's mad at us for being in his area, so then he yells at us. Tree frogs are my favorite thing. Not really anything new to report on the patio other than this tomato plant is getting sicker and sicker, and I don't think it's fusarium wilt, but I'm going to talk about that in the tomato video of what I can figure out from it. But otherwise, it's just kind of the same basic stuff that's all blooming over here. Nothing crazy. I mean, the pond turned out perfect this time. Like the level of it, this was exactly pond water feature, whatever you want to call it. I am in love. That's exactly what I wanted, was for it to burble like that and just have some water noise so that the birds and the animals can hear the water and that they know that there's water around for them. The way that is right now, a lot of times I will see the birds come and they'll either sit in the rocks in the top or they'll bathe on the piece of concrete there. Yeah, they really like it. And it's got different levels for all different kinds of animals that want to be on there. I mean, the hops are amazing this year. You can see that they're starting to flower. So they're getting a few hop flowers on them. This is exactly what we wanted. And it took a few years for it to, finally take off and just fill it in. Almost over here, Bill and I were talking about it over the weekend, that from over here it almost looks like a heart. It's so cool. We love it. Back here, again, there's not much to talk about. The hibiscus has been blooming. Of course, it's early in the morning, so that bloom is faded and the other one isn't open yet. It does look like I have some blossom drop, and when I Googled that, it said that I over-fertilized them, so that sucks, but that's okay. This hosta is blooming. I know some people hate hosta blooms. I do not. I love them. The bumblebees love them, so that makes me love them. So these are big, beautiful flowers. I just think they're cool. There's more ripe tomatoes in there. I can see that's that Berry's Crazy Cherries that's been giving ripe tomatoes. So I get bruschetta for lunch today. And then back here, the real news is that it's Wednesday today. It was Sunday that I came through and I pulled all the bean plants out because I figured we had enough time. It's a perfect time of year. What was it, around the 19th, that we can have another round of beans come through. Now, I would have probably succession sowed them if I would have spent more time thinking about it, but I didn't spend any time thinking about it. So, but you can see that a couple of them have already come up. There's this one and this one. Over here, I see one starting to germinate. So within a week, I should have, there should be another round of them in here. I did try to plant some cucumbers too, some like fall cucumbers. We'll see if they grow. Hopefully they do. I put them for going up that trellis. And back here, it's just all sort of the same, right? The hydrangeas are going. This stuff is all blooming. Little red squirrel was on the fence there. He always is, causing trouble back here. It's morning and the morning glories aren't blooming yet, so I don't know if they're going to. They might not get enough sun back there to really grow that well. I just put something in there to kind of fill that side of the trellis. My intention being that I was going to put hops on both sides so that, but I didn't get that done. And now I'm a little worried with the clematis there that the hops would, like, if I put hops on that side, that it would take over. So I might just do runner beans or something on that one next year too. And the memorial garden, just gorgeous. I just complained about the squirrels. The squirrels have been shredding, well, something, birds, squirrels, something has been coming in and shredding the elephant ears. This poor thing got a big stick broken off of it yesterday, right here. I don't know what happened, but it's on the ground right there. I came and pulled it off of there. So something was climbing up over there. Bill just redid. He kind of came through and he's always working on the compost, right? But he came and kind of gave it probably what it'll be its last stir before we need it. But this is really interesting, right? This is leaves and food and grass clippings that turn into our soil for our garden. And back here, I think that we are officially cleaned up back here. The last video had kind of an update, but this is like the final update of it. It's all cleaned up. The dumpster is gone. It's really exciting to have everything all set up. I've got the butterfly house set up, and I do know that there's a few caterpillars that are ready to, ready to go in there. So I need to get on that. I don't show the front very often, but here's the front leading into the garden. We've got our beautiful sign. It's kind of funny because by the end of the season, these impatiens take over that sign and you can barely read it. And I kind of like that. I think it's cool that, that they're so healthy in there. I've had these hostas here forever. They never get bigger. They never get smaller. They kind of got the crap beaten out of them because we had to drive over them while the dumpster was here, but they'll be fine. And then this is the showpiece, right? This is so cool. It's an amazing, it's always an amazing plant that is out here, but that it's this big this early is new. I was able to start the elephant ears in the house early this spring so that we could get the elephant ears bigger sooner. So I don't know what is going to, it's usually this big by like the end of August. For it to be this big before the end of July, I can't even imagine how giant they're going to be as summer goes on. Just to show the size of this leaf right here is, it's like 3 feet long. It's enormous, and I love it. This garden is embarrassing, which is kind of funny because it's our front garden. But yeah, it's embarrassing and I need to do something about it. The one thing that I did want to show is my pear tree and how good my pear tree is doing this year. It does look like I've lost a few fruit from up on the top. Oh my gosh, do you think something's eating it? Because I don't see them below. I do see that some of my branch spreaders have fallen, but I assume that's from the wind. Anyways, here are my pears. I've got a few pears this year. It's a few more every year. Last year it was 3. The year before it was 1. So we're getting there. And I do hang Irish Spring soap on it to keep the deer away. I don't know what to say other than since I started hanging it, I don't have deer damage. So does it work? Maybe. And then again, this is the backyard from the front. What you can see from the road is the giant bean trellis just coming up over the fence. And then I'm just going to check the cucumbers while I'm here, but they're doing really good. They're not taking over anything yet. I know I say yet because they're going to, but look at, there's a cucumber right there. Yay. So I think I'll sign off from here. We've got the front hosta garden and all the beautiful beans. So thank you for watching and happy gardening.